everyone, it's Sherry Carroll here for SimonsStamp.com. Today we have a quick little blog hop with our new celebration stamps and celebration dies. Plus, it's Stephanie Lakoff's birthday. Happy birthday, Steph. This one's for you. To start my card off, I'm going to go ahead and stamp the happy birthday that comes in this set, and this is the Celebrate stamp set. And the stamps are separate, and I'm going to go ahead and ink it up with some Versamark ink. I've put both stamps on my block, and since the lines are really fine line, I'm going to go over this a couple times to make sure that I have it really well covered. Once I'm ready, I'll go ahead and line this up on the bottom of an Audrey blue cardstock, and I've cut this 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which will go onto the front of a white card. So I'm going to go ahead and press that down. And once I have that stamped and released, you can see it's starting to do a little bit of a watermark, but I'm going to go ahead and do some white embossing. So I'm going to pull out my Simon Says Stamp white embossing powder, and I have it in a container, and I just use my spoon, and I'll just spoon this over a couple times, make sure I get a really nice thick layer, and then I'll tap off the excess, and I will heat set this with my Milwaukee heat tool. I'll be stamping my balloons next, and I have the largest balloon, and it has a little chevron pattern to it, and I'm using the green apple ink. I've chosen colors that can stack on top of each other, so I'll be working with a lot of greens and blues and even yellow on this card. The next color I'm using is Malibu, and I have the medium-sized balloon next, and it's a really solid stamp. So I'm going to ink this up and stamp it onto scrap paper first and kind of season the stamp a bit. I'll do this a couple times until I get a nice dark image. Plus I can use this scrap paper, and I'll use the dies in a little bit, and I'll cut out one of the balloons to lift up onto my card. So once I'm happy with how that's stamping, I'll go ahead and stamp it onto my panel. My next color is a little darker blue or darker teal, and this is Audrey blue, and I'm going to go ahead and just stack this on top of that green. It looks really beautiful right next to it, and I'll go ahead and stamp a couple as I go along. And my final color is Golden Locks, and I've chosen the little heart balloon for this, and the yellow sits over either the blues or the greens really nicely, and I'll go ahead and stamp a few of these images as well. Now I'm just filling up my scrap paper with some images, and I'll be using the matching dies in a few minutes to cut those out, and then I'll place them onto my card. I have a lot of images stamped, and here I have the dies. I wanted to show you how they come and how I separate them. So I keep some little fine jewelry type clippers, and I just go ahead and clip those little lines that are in between, and I go around to each of them until I can clean the edges off. So I just give them a really quick snip and separate all the dies out. I've stamped the balloon strings with some black ink, and I've used a little bit of foam tape to lift up my die cut balloons along with some black thread for a bow and string. And then I've assembled everything together. I hope I've given you some inspiration for our Celebrate and Celebration Time stamps and dies. Thanks for watching, and again, happy birthday, Steph!